Hi guys, it's Tina here again, and today this is the long-awaited video that I kept promising, and today it's finally coming to fruition. Today we're going to talk about Phentermine or Phentermine, however you want to pronounce it. So let's get started. I'm going to call this Phentermine the good, the bad, and the ugly. No, that's probably not the name that I'm going to come up with, but I'll probably come up with something good. Okay, so, first and foremost, the very first month on it was pretty good for me. I ended up losing 10 pounds, and it was an okay experience. I don't really remember anything that was too bad. The main thing I remember is that my mouth was extra dry. But that's the only thing I really remember from my first month. So let's get down to my comparisons. I'll probably talk about I'll start with the good things first, and then I'll probably get into the not so good things, and then I'll probably get into maybe some bad things. Well, the good, I guess I'll say it like this. I'll get into the good, the bad, and then the ugly. If the ugly is really that ugly, you'll have to determine for yourself. So first and foremost, I felt that it was a good appetite suppressant. I don't think that it is as good as a GLP-1 medicine in terms of suppression, but I think it's still pretty good. I still had food noise on it. However, it wasn't as bad just because I still had, appetite suppression, a level of appetite suppression. Another good thing about it is it's easily accessible from the pharmacy. It's an older medicine, so there was no real supply issues. I typically was able to get it the same day. So normally, the day my doctor subscribed it to me, I was able to go to the pharmacy and grab it the same day. When I put in my refills, most of the time I was able to get them the same day as well. So I think I might have had to show an ID to get it, but I don't feel like nobody was, I didn't have to call multiple pharmacies or go multiple places to try to get the medicine. So it was really no supply issues. It was fairly easily accessible. Let's talk about affordability. This medicine is pretty affordable. My insurance doesn't cover any weight loss medications whatsoever. So if I need a weight loss medication, then I'd have to pay for it out of pocket because it's just not covered by my insurance at all. No weight loss medicines, no weight loss surgeries, no weight loss interventions whatsoever. So, the medicine was, I didn't clarify, but I believe I was on the 37.5 milligram dosage of the medicine, just to put that part out there. But as far as the medicine is concerned, if I just went into Walgreens and paid for it, it was running about $35, so about $35 a month. However, I didn't realize the first month when I paid, I didn't realize that I could just look on GoodRx and get a discount code. So the first month I paid the $35, but after that, the GoodRx discount code was, I only had to pay around $17. So it pretty much cut the price in half for me. And it was less than $20 with that discount code. So it was pretty affordable. It is something that that most people would be able to probably afford, especially if their insurance does not provide weight loss meds. Now, if you're only paying $25 for Zepbound, then of course stick with that. Don't switch over for this. But if your if you're on compound and it's getting a little too pricey for you, or if you're not on compound or GLP-1 medicine at all and want to just try to stick your toe into weight loss medications, this might be a good option for you, because it's fairly affordable, and even without the discount code, it was affordable. But I was able to find a discount code on GoodRx, which cut the price in half. Another good option is that it's just a pill. So if you're someone who is very afraid of shots, this might be a good option for you because it's just a pill. You don't have to worry about shots or anything. It's relatively painless. You just have to remember to take it, and I'll get into that a little bit further. But you just have to remember to take it daily. But there are no shots involved or anything like that. The bad. So we're going to get into the bad section. The bad is I really had dry mouth. I had dry mouth constantly, and I felt like I had a weird taste in my mouth. I don't really know about the weird taste, but I felt like there was a weird taste. I mean, I could have just been making that up, but I felt like it was a weird taste, and my mouth is not normally dry. But it was dry. It was extra dry when I was taking that medication. Now, when I do take my Tirzepatide on shot day, I feel like my mouth is a little bit drier than normal, but I don't feel like it's this constant level of dryness like it was with Phentermine. I felt like I had to constantly drink water on Phentermine just to try to get rid of the dry taste. However, with Tirzepatide, I drink a lot of water too, but I feel more so it's like a craving of water, like I crave water. Not necessarily just because my mouth is dry, but just because I just really want water. I don't know. It's strange. It's hard to describe. Another thing that's in the bad category is since Phentermine is a daily pill, you have to remember to take it daily, of course. But the most important part is you have to remember to take it early in the day, which might be a slight inconvenience and may cause you to miss a dose. Because if you forget to take it in the morning and then it gets to be 2 o'clock, you don't really want to take it at 2 o'clock. People can experience problems with insomnia, so it's really not a good idea to take it later in the day. It's recommended that you take it earlier in the day so you won't have any issues sleeping. So what would happen for me personally is I would forget to take it in the day, and then it would get, say, around 2, and then I was like, well, I can't mess with that, so I would just have to miss a dose. It wasn't terrible for me, but, you really want to try to take your medication as recommended, so I would just say to try to set a reminder or get you a pill case or create a routine. You just want to make sure that you're taking it daily and on time, because you don't want to mess around and the day gets away from you and you've missed the medicine. So that's all that I have to say about that. Yes, that's all that I have to say about that. Let's see what else I have on my list. Oh yeah, remember to take early in the day. It could possibly elevate your blood pressure. So you want to make sure that you're monitoring your blood pressure while you're on this medication, because I heard that it can, let me finish my thought. I heard that it can elevate your blood pressure. Now, first things first, in case you're new here, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a girl that's on the internet. You want to take what I say as a I'm just basically giving you my personal experience taking the medication, but you always want to seek medical advice just before you try something new. And I think you really would, because it's a prescription medication, so you would need a prescription from a doctor. So make sure you just talk everything over with your doctor before you get involved. And if you do have blood pressure issues, this might not be the medicine for you. Okay. And let's get into my next one. What else do I have down on this list? Oh, yes. And then I went on to say that when I first started out on the medicine, my regular physician, my primary care physician, would only give me a 1 month subscription. Not subscription, but prescription. Get it together. She would only give me a 1 month prescription. And then she wanted me to come back so she could monitor to see if my blood pressure had changed. So she wanted me to come back. And then depending on how things went that month, then she would, give me a 3 month supply. But that's all she would give me, because she said that it wasn't really recommended for long-term use. So she wouldn't let me have, she would only let me have 4 months worth. So I was only on that medicine for 4 months. Well, I think I kind of stretched it out, because at one point, I started not taking a full pill and kind of like took a half pill, but she wasn't going to let me be on it long term. For long term use, she recommended a GLP-1 medication, but at the time, I knew that my healthcare coverage would not cover it, and I knew that it was fairly expensive, so I didn't get a prescription from her for it. I just went, when I decided to get into it, I just went directly into Compound, because I knew that it was more affordable and something that I might possibly be able to try to pay for out of pocket. So, yes, I think that was that as far as that is. So just, I said all of that to say, just be careful. It's a stimulant. It might raise your blood pressure, and you might not be able to be on it long term. However, you need to talk with your doctor and see what they recommend for you. Okay. Now, I got through the good, I got through the bad. Now I'm going to move on to the ugly section, which was, I started to have some very bad side effects. The first bad side effect was the random heart racing. I haven't really experienced that since I got off of that medicine, so I'm pretty sure that might have been what was causing it. But it was just really random, and it wasn't like, oh, I got up and I moved around. It was more so like I'm sitting on the couch and then my heart starts racing all of a sudden. So it was just really random. And it scared me. So, that's just something to be on the lookout for. You might possibly have random heart racing. I put random heart racing. I'm sure there's some type of medical term for it. I don't know what it is, but that was just my experience. And even if I could get past the random heart racing, one of the main things that really aggravated me about my experience was the insomnia. The insomnia got bad, and I was taking the medicine before noon, like she told me. But the insomnia was still bad in a sense where I just couldn't, there were some nights that I just couldn't go to sleep. And there were some nights that I probably got, 4 hours or less of sleep a night. And I would just sit there and my mind would just wander and wander. And I just couldn't go to bed. So, not sleeping, besides me eventually running out of the medicine, and even going down to smaller doses, the not sleeping was a big issue for me. So that really did me in. And when you're trying to lose weight and be on a weight loss journey, I don't think people talk enough about good sleep. And it's not even involving like weight loss, but just in general, you need to make sure you're getting a healthy amount of sleep. And on that medicine, I just wasn't. It was just too much. And the not sleeping had me like on edge, and it was just horrible. So that really messed with me as well. Now, some people report that they have insomnia on GLP-1 medications. I haven't experienced that. To the contrary, I feel like I've been getting some really good sleep. Probably better sleep than I had been beforehand. The only thing that I do notice is sometimes I feel like I wake up earlier than I normally do. I feel like, especially this week, I don't know if it's just like something weird that's going on, but this week I've noticed that I've been waking up earlier than my alarm. And then I'm like, oh, it's just 6 o'clock, but you don't normally get up to 7:30. So I'm like, well, I need to go back to sleep. But I'm one of those people, once you get up, it's hard for me to go back to sleep. So it's not an issue. I wake up and I feel rested, but it is just a little weird that I'm able to wake up and feel refreshed and like I had a good night's sleep. So in conclusion, I think this might be in conclusion. So in conclusion, I would say if you want to be on a weight loss medicine and you aren't able to necessarily afford Compound, or you don't want to take Compound, this might be a good option for you. However, I think it's a good starting point. However, if you have like over 100 pounds to lose, I don't know that it would significantly help you. I believe I probably lost between 15 to 20 pounds within that 4-month period. But, so it was a good, like, oh, let's get started with something. But I think ultimately, if you have that much weight to lose, then you probably need to get on something a little bit more long term, especially since this was kind of like a short term thing. I wouldn't have been able to, lose over 100 pounds on it, but I think it's a good start if you just want to try things out and see how it'll work for you. So yeah, I think that's all that I had to say. Oh, I did have one that I didn't mention. It was, I didn't necessarily have any GI issues on it like I did with like I do with GLP-1. I didn't suffer from constipation or anything like that. It was fairly my bowels were fairly regular on Phentermine. So I guess you just have to decide if it's more important to poop or to sleep. Maybe if you had a smaller weight loss goal, maybe like 30 to 40 pounds, it might be a good option to kind of like just put your toe in the water. But ultimately, I think that if you have a lot of weight to lose, it might just be a starting point for you. So if you have taken, currently are taking, or thinking about taking Phentermine, just comment below. I hear that they are, with some people, they're mixing Phentermine and Zepbound together. So if you're one of those people and you don't mind sharing about your experience, I am curious to see how that's working out for you. So please just comment below. And thank you so much for watching. Well, I guess listening. Thank you so much for listening, and we will get back with each other later. However, before I forget, let me talk about the affirmation for the day for Vlogmas Day 12, and it is, I am looking and feeling my best. I am looking and feeling my best. I am looking and feeling my best. Well, that is all I have. So I'll get back with you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.